ChatGPT versus Gemini versus Claude.
In this video, we're improved our prompt to make some harder mechanics and compare which one generates the add-on better. Rules are the same, 45 minutes only speedrunning. All clear? Let's begin with Gemini. I want a KubeJS script for a new item that gives the player a unique way to traverse the world. I'm not telling you what it is. It could be anything. You decide the mechanics and the physics. Give me the full code and crafting recipe so I can just copy-paste it and see if I survive testing it. Let's try something dynamic.
Timer starts now. I'm really hoping Gemini makes us happy today, like last time, because last time was actually decent. And, okay, we got Kinetic Slipstreamer. It says it's not a simple teleport or some boring mechanic. It's physics-based, not press button appear somewhere. More like momentum, force, weird launches, breaking the usual boundaries. All right, we're copying the code. We're testing it, and honestly, this sounds like one of those too cool to be real items. This should basically throw us into the air, mess with movement, and turn the world into a playground. At least on paper. Hold up. Why do we only have one file? That's suspicious. Okay, we fixed that. Now we actually have the logic part of the item. We got 52 lines of code, and I'm praying that's enough. Save the file, clean, next step. Now texture time. Generate texture pack for our item, 16 by 16, visualize how do you see it. We spent only around 4 minutes. I'm not gonna lie, that's fast, like surprisingly fast. And the texture, okay, we got this bat pistol looking thing. It's kinda goofy, but also it has vibe. Save the file, move on. Moment of truth. We launch Minecraft. And error. Okay, quick fix. The issue was the texture name. We rename it to match the real item name. We still have 35 minutes left. That's plenty. We relaunch Minecraft again. Let's see what happens now. We pick our creative world, because testing in survival right now would just be pain. And we hit another error. This time it's in the logic part. So yeah, bad code again. It's honestly wild how an AI can fail even with a few dozen lines. Like, bro, it's not even a huge script. At this point, we do the classic move. Screenshot the error, throw it into chat, let it explain itself. And yep, it's already apologizing. So the error was real. We get an updated version of the mechanic. We replace the code, save, restart the mod. And now, finally, no errors. Okay, that's a win. Now we search for the item. And yes, it shows up in the inventory. That's already half the paddle. There's some warning and a bunch of boring info. I'm not reading all that. Let's just see if it works. We go out to find a good testing spot. And honestly, this takes way too long. But after a long search, we finally arrived. Test 1, sprint and use the ability. We run, we click, we try to feel it. And it's hard to tell if anything changed. Like, maybe it's doing something, or maybe I'm coping. Okay, new plan. Test 2, use it mid-fall. If it's physics-based, it should push us up or sideways. I don't care which direction, just do something. And nothing. Okay, back to the code. Also, while we're here, the item is held upside down. It looks cursed. We fix the hand positioning too. We apply the edits, save, restart, test again. And the test results are very clear. Absolutely nothing abnormal happens. After a bunch of extra attempts off camera, we finally understand what's happening. This piece of code cannot change our in-game position without additional manipulation. So it's basically logic on paper, but not movement in-game. So we do a workaround with Gemini, basically an analog version of the idea. Not the original fancy concept, but something that actually works. And the result might surprise you. We have the latest updated code. We paste it in, save, restart. Moment of truth. We finally get launched into the air. Yes! Okay, now we're talking. And I don't know why, but there's this goofy ringing sound. We'll figure out where it's coming from later. Spoiler, it's the timer. All right, now real test. Glide off a mountain. We run up, we jump, we use the ability. Oh my God, this is actually cool. We keep boosting ourselves upward, and yeah, we still slowly go down,
but on open terrain, you can cross a huge distance. This is exactly the kind of travel tool I wanted. Not instant teleport, but momentum, movement, and control. Also, the funny creeper explosion sound every time you use it, it's ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie, I thought this item would fail completely, but with some duct tape fixes, we made it work. Final test, mobs. Does this explosion deal damage? Let's test it on bears. And yep, it does damage. It feels like creeper level damage. So now we can escape and deal damage at the same time. That's honestly super useful. Final rating, a solid 6 out of 10. We have a texture, kinda scuffed, but it exists. The mechanic works, even if it took workarounds. We just didn't have time to polish upgrades, balance, or properly confirm the crafting table recipe. All right, moving on to ChatGPT.
We paste the exact same prompt and we instantly get a ton of different sources back, which is actually pretty cool. Like, okay, with that many sources, something decent should come out, at least in theory. And after 7 minutes of ChatGPT thinking in the chat, we get Stormstep Gauntlet and its abilities. It's kind of similar to the previous item's mechanic, but you know what? I'm not gonna judge yet. We're giving ChatGPT a real chance. We're gonna try its version and see how it behaves in-game. Maybe this ends up better than Gemini. Maybe this is the redemption arc. All right, step 1. We copy the first file, we add it to our registry, we save it, and we name it exactly how it needs to be named because one wrong name and Minecraft will just explode. Now we take the second file, and this one has 112 lines of code. And I'm thinking, okay, this should be easier than Gemini. More lines usually means it's more complete. So far, so good. And right after that, we move to the texture. And this texture part takes forever, like genuinely painfully long. But finally, we have the gauntlet. And okay, this actually looks really cool. I like the emerald-looking core stone. I like the little effects around it. It looks like it belongs in the game. It looks like an actual modded item. So we save it, no hesitation. Time check, 26 minutes left. We launch Minecraft, we load our world in creative just to make testing faster and less painful, and we get an error. Of course. All right, we don't panic yet, we check the error immediately because I can already feel we're about to get stuck here. And if we get stuck here, the whole round is over. So what is it? Some weird redeclaration issue. Something is being declared twice. And honestly, it's not even obvious at first glance. So we do the obvious thing. We paste the error into ChatGPT, and we basically tell it this is not acceptable, fix it. And again, we wait. ChatGPT does that long thinking thing, and we're just watching the timer drain. But eventually, we get updated code. Okay, we take the updated code, we paste it in, we save the file, we update the registry again, no mistakes, everything clean. Then we go back to Minecraft. We restart our server, we reload the world. And now we actually have the item. But yeah, we have the item, but it's not really doing what we expected. We do have a cooldown on the item, and that's not nothing. That means the game is at least recognizing the mechanic. The logic is counting. Something is firing. So in my head, I'm like, okay, we're close. But something still went wrong. Time check, 20 minutes left. At this point, just to be safe, we ask ChatGPT how to test the item properly, because maybe we're clicking the wrong thing. So we go back to testing. And this part is honestly annoying. A lot of running around, trying different angles, different timing, different inputs. And then we notice a message. We need to touch the ground to recharge the item. Okay, that's actually a really cool detail. That's good logic. That's exactly the kind of physics vibe this item should have. But we still don't see the ability. So we go back again. We tell ChatGPT, cooldown works, message works, but the ability doesn't. And we wait for another patch. Again, we save the new code. All right, let's do a real test. We jump into lava. Yeah, I think you already saw where this was going. That was a stupid idea, and we basically lost a week of our world because of it. So, okay, reset. We try again. Time check, less than 2 minutes left. And honestly, at this point, I don't think any edits will change it. It's really disappointing, specifically for ChatGPT in this episode, because the idea is cool, the texture is cool, the logic hints are cool, but the ability just refuses to show up. Still, we do one final attempt. We already pulled at our Minecraft version. We do the last patch. And of course, it generates a bunch of lines again. And I get this feeling that half of these lines just don't actually do anything in game. But we don't have time to argue. We replace the code. We save, we restart, we test. Come on, ChatGPT. This is your last attempt for this round. Don't let us down. And again, we don't get the ability. And that's painful because we basically spent all this time just wiring it into Minecraft and making sure the texture works. So yeah, I'm rating ChatGPT 4 out of 10. And it's a 4 purely because the texture carries. The texture is genuinely high quality. We have a cooldown, we have a special message telling us we need to recharge by touching the ground. That logic is cool, but the fact we didn't make it in time and the ability never worked, that's a massive minus.
All right, moving on to Claude. I really hope he saves this episode because as far as I know, he's way smarter when it comes to coding. We paste the exact same prompt again. Same input, different model. And instantly we get void step boots. Not gonna lie, that name alone sounds brutal. Like it already sounds like it should be overpowered. And then I read the concept and I'm like, what? This item is supposed to create temporary glass platforms in midair while we're falling. So basically, you fall and it spawns a platform under you. That's actually insane. That's convenience, that's travel, that's clutch. Concept-wise, straight up 10 out of 10. But the real question is, will it work in game or will it explode like everything else? Recipe check, 2 ender pearls plus 1 pair of diamond boots. That makes sense. Ender pearls for void/teleport vibes, diamond boots as the base. Clean. Also, we get 3 files, which is already a good sign. Logic, recipe, and the item itself. Not one file, not trust me bro, actual structure. Okay, time to install. We start copy-pasting the code in parts, and for some reason, Claude writes the code in one long line, which is super inconvenient. So we do the usual, we prepare the folder structure, we create the files properly, we make sure nothing is missing, because one wrong file name and Minecraft just refuses to load. We save the item file first, then we save the logic file, then we save the recipe file. And I actually like Claude's delivery here. Simple, structured, no extra walls of text, no here's 12 paragraphs of explanation, just files, just clean steps. All right, files are ready. Now texture pack time. First thing Claude gives us is Python code for generating the texture, which is a weird choice. Like, okay, sure, not what I expected, but we try it. We run it, and we get a stylized upgraded boot. It actually looks cool, but it's literally one boot. One single boot, not a pair, just one. Okay, Claude, interesting. So we ask again, we need a pair of boots, not one. We take a screenshot, send it back, and request the correct output. And now we finally get the pair. Nothing too crazy, it's basically the same boot mirrored/duplicated, but that's fine. And unlike Gemini, we don't have to cut out the background and waste an extra 5 minutes, so we take the win. All right, at this point we have everything. Code files, recipe, logic, texture. This should be ready. Now we go into the game. And classic. We get an error. Okay, we don't panic. We keep the same system. Screenshot, send, fix. We screenshot the error, drop it into Claude, and tell him this needs to be fixed. Claude checks our files pretty fast. We get an updated suggestion, specifically an improvement to the recipe part. All right, we paste the changes, save, restart. We go back into Minecraft. And we get the exact same error again.
Okay, that's concerning. Because if the error is identical, it usually means one of two things. Either the fix didn't apply, or we're fixing the wrong thing. So we start investigating, and this takes a long time, like way longer than it should. We double check file names, we check the folders, we check the registry, we check the syntax, we resave, we restart again. And after a genuinely long detective arc, we finally find the real problem. One of the files was saved with a notepad extension. Yeah, so it looked like a script file, but it wasn't actually the correct file type. That's a legendary mistake, spending half an hour just to discover wrong file format. So we basically add extra time mentally because this is painful, and we hope this saves the round. We rewrite the incorrect file properly. We save it correctly this time. We reload everything. Back into Minecraft. And I really want this to be the end. I want this to finally work. And okay, we can equip the boots. That's already good. It means the item loads. The texture is there. We can wear them. Now the real test, the ability. We jump, we fall, we try to trigger it. And nothing. No platforms, no glass, no void step. So yeah, we're back in the same place again. At this point, we ask a direct question. How exactly do we use this item? The best suggestion we get, jump from a high place and platform should spawn. All right, easy enough. So we build a tower, let's say 25 blocks high. That should be enough to clearly see something. Moment of truth. We jump, and this is a disaster.
We basically lose progress again because the test goes wrong, the ability still doesn't show, and we're just burning time and effort for nothing. Time check, we realistically have one last attempt to fix anything. So we give Claude one more chance, and honestly, only because I might be missing something obvious. We restart the server again. We go into creative so we can test without losing anything else. We try again. 0 platforms, 0 ability, 0 reason to keep coping. At this point, I'm done for today. Claude gets 2 out of 10. Purely for the texture and the service. The concept was 10 out of 10, but the practical result? Nope. Thanks for watching till the end. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. What do you think about this AI item creation approach?